Today, let's learn how to draft and cut a basic bodice. So, first of all, we need the length of our top. So, I'll be using 17. And remember the vertical measurement. You also take the chest point, which is where the armhole is. So, in my case, it's 7. So, my chest point is 7. The nipple, which is the bust point, the fullest part of the bust, in my case is 9. Then the length of my bodice will be 17. We go ahead to take the shoulder measurement. You take your tape like so. Don't make it downward like this. Go over your shoulder like so. There's this highest part of the shoulder where there's a bone. That's where you take it from. In my case, it's 14. So now we proceed to take the bust measurement. So my bust, I'll be using 34 because I don't want it too tight. If I want it very tight, I can use 33. If I want it to be a little bit loose on me, 34. Look at the back, make sure it's high like so. Then you adjust 34. I'll go to my waist measurement. This is the tip of my tape. You can see the start. My waist is 27 in this case because I don't want it very tight. So I'm using 27. And that is it. That's basically the measurements we need to make a basic bodice. First, this is our pattern paper. We'll be folding it into 2. So it's called unfold. As it is like this, it's unfold. I'll go ahead and fold my paper like so. In order to know that the width of my paper is enough, I'll divide my bust measurement into 4. My bust measurement is 34. So hold the edge of the tape and place it on this like so. Like so. This is into 2. Then I'll pick that point, divide it by 4. So what I have is 8.5. So placing the 8.5, look at what I have is a little bit too big. So I adjust it so I don't waste my paper. Just a little. And I'll leave it like so. So first things first, we have to get our starting line. So in order to get our starting line, I'll just draw a straight line here, which will serve as our shoulder line as well. This will be our starting line, what you see me mark now. So that's the shoulder. So now this is our shoulder line and is also the starting point of our bodice. We go on to take the vertical measurement. So placing my tape like so, my chest point is what? Is 7. My bust point is 9. The length of this bodice is 17. So I come on to this end of my pattern paper, chest point 7, bust point 9, length of my top 17, that's the bodice, length of the body is 17. I'll go ahead to connect these points together. So now let's label our lines. This is the shoulder line, call it SL. This is the chest line, call it CL. This is a bust point or bust line, call it BL. This is the full length, call it FL. So because this is a basic bodice, we don't need like the under bust measurements. So we proceed to taking the shoulder measurement. Our shoulder is 14. So this is 14. Because our pattern is folded into 2, I'll be dividing into 2. And I won't be dividing into 4 because as you saw while taking the shoulder measurement, the shoulder was not taken round. It's not a circumference. It's like just half from left to right. So we divide our shoulder by 2. So in order for you to know why we don't divide our shoulder into 4 is because the shoulder is not taken as a circumference. It's taken from one end to the other. So I'll come down to the chest line now and mark the same 7 inches. Then I'll connect these 2 points together. So once I connect these 2 points together, in order to get the armhole curve, I'll pick this. I'll measure this 7 and fold my tape into 2 like so to get the midpoint. So this midpoint now is where my curve will start and come to this end. From here, if you have French curve, this is where you get to use them. If you don't, use your free hand as you see me do like so. You can first of all start with dotted lines and then connect it together. So let's move on to the bust measurement. The bust measurement we're using is 34. So you divide into 4 again. If you have calculator, you use your calculator. If you don't, you fold your tape into 4 as you see me do like so. So we have 8.5. This is 8 and this is half. In between this and this is half, so it's 8.5. So I'll mark that point here now. I'll come to the waist. The waist measurement is 27. So divide by 4 again. We have 6.7. This is 6.5, which is 6.5. This 0.7. Come down here and place it like this and mark. So now it's time to connect this point to this point. After marking, connect the points like so. And then on this bust point, whatever you have, you go straight up. So what I have here is 8.5. I'll replicate the same 8.5 here on the chest line and connect. Next thing is to get the width of our shoulder. Because this basic bodice, we're not going to make it have a zipper. So we mark our shoulder, our neck width rather. Neck width goes along the shoulder line, while neck depth goes along the vertical measurements, that it goes towards the length of the dress. So our neck width for the back, let's leave it at 1 inch. For the neck depth rather, for the back, let's leave it as 1, while for the front we leave it at 3. Because this bodice is not going to have a zip, I'll be making the neck width to be 4. So from here, you come down by 1 again, like so. Connect this together, and you curve. So this is the back of our dress. This is the width of our dress at the back, and this is the depth at the back. So now to get the front depth, we mark the same 4 inches width here. Connect this line again, like so. And so, and then we curve again. We curve again, and this one is the front neck. This is the back. Another thing we have to do is to slope our shoulder, because the human shoulder is not straight, it's sloping. So we minus 1 inch. You can add 1/2 inch. It depends on how fitted you want it to be around your shoulder. So I'm marking 1 inch here. Then I'll connect it like so. Like so. So now this is our armhole. Armhole is where the hand will enter. This is the neck, where we wear it on the head. This is the chest line. The chest line is just like 2 inches above the bust point, or where the armhole, the armpit stops, basically. And now we need to add ease allowance, because this top rather is not going to have a zipper, so we need it to be loosely fitted. So we add ease allowance. In this case, ease allowance can be 1.5, can be 1, can be 2, depends on how free you want this to be. So let's assume my ease allowance is going to be 1 inch, 0.2. I don't want it too big, so I'll be using 1.2 as my ease allowance. I'll come here and mark the same this is 1.2. Come down to the full length and mark the same 1.2, and then I connect again. In case you don't have a ruler, make use of your tape to connect your points. Connect your points like so. Now by the time we finish sewing this, it won't be very tight. Next thing to add is the seam allowance. Seam allowance is also known as the sewing allowance. So if I should cut my pattern paper like this, when I'm sewing, I will go into this measurement. So now I'm adding the seam allowance, which is 1/2 inch. I like to start from this one so that it's very clear. So this is 1/2 inch. Come down here to mark 1/2 inch. Come here to mark 1/2 inch and connect again. And connect again. So now when I cut here, when I'm sewing, I'll sew on this line, and this will be the main dress. Because the human body is not sharp, we don't have sharp ends, I'll have to even this curve. I'll make it smooth and not pointy like this. So I'll just use my hand to curve it gently like so. Curve it gently like so. So we don't have any sharp ends. And I'll extend my armhole up to this point. Now we proceed to cut. I'll cut from here. Okay, let me add seam hemming allowance for the bottom of my dress, because I want to maintain this 17 inches by the time I'm done sewing. So let me add 1 inch hemming allowance. One inch hemming. So I'll add 1 inch hemming allowance and connect it straight down. So instead of cutting here, I'll cut from here. And I'll cut like so. I'll cut the back first, the back neck first. I'll curve my armhole. And we are good. So you may wonder why we have to put our fabric on fold. This is because when you cut your fabric on fold, once you open it up like this, you have a full piece for the front. So that's the essence of doing this. So but because I'm using this as the front and back piece, I will just share this into two. And label this one my back piece because the neck is higher, while this one will be my front piece because I want to make the neck deeper. Depending on how deep you want your neck to be, you can go down by 4, but 3 is the standard for neck width for an adult. If it's less than 3, it means it will be very, very high, and sometimes it begins to choke on the neck. So basically, this is what we have for our basic bodice pattern. This is what it looks like. Go ahead and practice. Get your pattern paper and practice. The next time I'll be showing you how to place this and trace it on a fabric, and then you cut it and make it into a dress. I hope you understand everything I've said here, but if you don't, if there's anywhere you're confused, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section and I'll be there to respond. This is the basic bodice pattern. If you know how to do this, you can advance from here into cutting a bustier, a corset, and all of that. So this is where it all starts from. Like I said, practice. If you don't understand anything, ask questions and I'll be there to answer. Thank you. If you're joining this channel for the first time, you're welcome. My name is Vivian Obunde. I'm a beautician and a fashion designer, and this is Sewing 101 with Vivian. This is like our 5th or 6th class for this sewing course. So if you are joining in for the first time, there are other videos we have posted here. You will need to see them before you get to this point. That way you follow better. And if you're already a member of this family, you're also welcome back. It's good to have you on my channel, and I hope you're enjoying the ride. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.